Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is the fourth session of our reading of Imam Nawawi's commentary on the Sahih of Muslim. We are reading the Arabic text of Imam Nawawi. So far, Imam Nawawi has covered the viewpoints of various scholars from the past elders to the later generations on the issue of Īmān and Islam. Today, we will discuss the part from where Imam Nawawi offers his own interpretation and explanation while summarizing the previous discussion. Let's have a look at Imam Nawawi's text. He says, فَإِذَا تَكَرَّرَ مَا ذَكَرْنَاهُ مِنْ مَذَاهِبِ السَّلَفِ وَأَئِمَّةِ الْخَلَفِ. فَإِذَا تَكَرَّرَ, when it is established, مَا ذَكَرْنَاهُ, what we have mentioned, مِنْ مَذَاهِبِ السَّلَفِ وَأَئِمَّةِ الْخَلَفِ. Mazahib al-Salaf means viewpoint of the pious elders, وَأَئِمَّةِ الْخَلَفِ, and the viewpoints of the later scholars. فَهِيَ مُتَظَاهِرَةٌ, we find that they are mutually corresponding, mutually strengthening each other, corroborating each other. مُرْتَابِقَةٌ, and they converge on عَلَى كَوْنِ الْإِيمَانِ يَزِيدُ وَيَنْقُصُ, on that Iman increases and decreases. The Arabic sentence is ala kawnil iman, on iman's being, yazidu wa yankusu, increasing and decreasing. Wahaza mazhabu salafi, and this is the viewpoint of the pious elders, wal muhaddisina, and the muhaddisun, wa jama'atin min al mutakallimin, and a party from among the mutakallimun. Al mutakallimun are scholastic theologians who discuss creeds. He continues, وَأَنْكَرَ أَكْثَرُ الْمُتَكَلِّمِينَ, however, the Ankara means rejected, أَكْثَرُ الْمُتَكَلِّمِينَ, majority of the mutakallimun, and the majority of the mutakallimun rejected or refuted, negated, زِيَادَتَهُ, increase in Iman, وَنُقْصَانَهُ, and in decrease in it. وَقَالُوا, they held, Mata kabila ziyada, when Iman accepts addition or increase, kana shakkan, that means that it was actually doubt, not Iman. Wa kufran, rather it could be kufr. Anything that increases, they say, and specifically coming to the issue of Iman, inner faith, and that cannot accept addition, because if it accepts addition, it does not qualify as Iman. So when you hold that Iman increases, it means that the previous state was doubt or even rejection. قال المحققون من أصحابنا, those who endeavor to find the truth from among our companions, that is Ashabina. When Imam Nawawi says Ashabina, he refers to the Shawafi, the followers of Imam Shafi in legal school. Now, Shawafi actually belonged to a legal school that was founded by Imam Shafi. Al-Mutakallimina, the Mutakallimun from among our companions or among the Shawafi say, Nafsut Tasdeeqi, Tasdeeq in itself, La yazidu wa la yankusu, does not increase and decrease. Nafsut tasdeeq means inner affirmation, that is the inner belief in the heart, that does not increase or decrease. Wal imanu shari'u yazidu wa yankusu. On the other hand, Iman in legal Shari parlance, as in the sense of the Sharia, religious sense, yazidu wa yankusu, increases and decreases, biziyadati samaratihi, due to addition or increase in its fruits. And what are the fruits of the faith? Wahiyal amal, these are the actually righteous deeds. Wa nuksaniha, and due to its decrease in this fruit, that is decrease in the pious deeds or good deeds, Iman decreases. Kalu, they hold, Wafi haza, and in this approach, Tawfiqun, there is a reconciliation, Baina Zawahiri Nusus, between the between the apparent meaning of the texts allati which ja'at bi ziyadati, which state that Iman increases, wa akawil salfi, and the statement of the pious elders who too say that Iman increases on the one hand, and on the other wa baina asli wazi, and between its original essential meaning, linguistic meaning. Fil luga. Asli wazi fil luga means the meaning, the original meaning for which it has been actually coined and as a convention in the language, Arabic language. وَمَا عَلَيْهِ الْمُتَكَلِّمُونَ, and and the viewpoint of the mutakallimun. And it means that the viewpoint of the mutakallimun and the linguistic meaning of the term iman correspond to each other. And these scholars say that our explanation finds a reconciliation between these two and the texts of the Quran and Sunnah and the viewpoints of the pious elders that have been reported. وَهَذَا الَّذِي, Imam Nawawi says, وَهَذَا الَّذِي قَالَهُ هَؤُلَاءِ, وَهَذَا الَّذِي, and this statement, قَالَهُ, which has been uttered by these هؤلاء, by these scholars, وَإِنْ كَانَ ظَاهِرًا, even if it is apparently hasanan, it is apparently excellent. Fal azharu, however, a more dominant, a sounder view is that wallahu alam, God was best. Anna nafs tasdeeqi yazidu wajan. Anna nafs tasdeeqi, that the tasdeeq itself, tasdeeq, inner affirmation, belief in the heart itself, yazidu, increases bikasratin nazari, by frequent and more ponderation on the issues, وَتَظَاهُرِ الْأَدِلَّةِ, and the correspondence of the argument that one reaches at. For example, if you find more and more arguments, or you ponder over more and more, your faith actually increases, even if it in the terms, in the sense of inner affirmation, tasdeeq in the heart and mind. So this is the viewpoint of Imam Nawawi, and he offers arguments for his view. Walihaza, first is Walihaza, and that is why yakunu imanu siddiqina, the iman of the siddiqeen is aqwa, stronger, min imani gairihim, the iman of the others. Siddiqeen are the truthful person. That is a religious term which is frequently, which is often, interpreted as the people who have the 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 firm faith at its excellent form, the strongest faith. بحيث, because لا تأتريهم الشبه, doubts do not actually harm or attack them, or they do not overwhelm them. ولا يتزلزل إيمانهم, nor does their faith, their iman, waver. بعارض, due to a opposing force that comes before them. بل لا تزال قلوبهم, rather their hearts remain منشرحة, open, clear, and very accepting, and very satisfied, on نجرة, very enlightened. وإن اختلفت عليهم الأحوال, even the outer circumstances differ among them. A person at times can confront something that appears to oppose your faith, your iman. It may lead you to doubt. However, the Siddiqeen, they do not actually waver by such counter arguments or circumstances. وَأَمَّا غَيْرُهُمْ مِنَ الْمُؤَلَّفَةِ, وَأَمَّا, as far as غَيْرُهُمْ, others, other than the Siddiqeen, مِنَ الْمُؤَلَّفَةِ, such as the people whose hearts are to be won. This is derived from a Quranic verse that says that zakah can be given to al-mu'allafa qulub, the people whose hearts are to be won, and these are actually inclined to accepting of Islam, but they are not actually fully committed. So they can be given grants from the Baitul Mal, from the state treasury, in order to win their hearts in the favor of Islam. وَمَنْ قَارَبَهُمْ, and those who lie near the state of these people, وَنَحْوِهِمْ, and the similar others individuals. فَلَيْسُوا كَذَلِكَ, they are not at the state of the belief that is enjoyed by the Siddiqeen. فَهَذَا, this is something مِمَّا لَا يُمْكِنُ إِنْكَارُهُ, which cannot be rejected. وَلَا يَتَشَكَّكُ عَاقِلٌ, nor a reasonable person, a sensible person doubts في in أن نفس أن in on that نفس التصديق أبي بكر Siddiq, the affirmation belief in the heart of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, لا يساويه, is not matched by تصديق أحد الناس, the inner affirmation and faith of individual people. So this is an argument. He says that there is no doubt in that, and that nobody can reject the fact that Abu Bakr Siddiq's faith uh, was stronger than, and no other person's faith could be equal to his inner affirmation. And for that purpose, he quotes a saying from Imam Bukhari, Sahih. Imam Nawawi writes, Walihaza, and due to this, Qal al Bukhari, Imam Bukhari said, Fi Sahihihi, in his Sahih. Quote starts from here, Qala Ibn Abi Mulaika, Ibn Abi Mulaika said, Adraktu Salasina min Ashabin Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I met 30 companions of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Kulluhum yakhafu, each one of them, all of them would fear an-nifaka, hypocrisy, they would fear that they might be suffering from hypocrisy. Allah nafsi, upon themselves. They said that they might be suffering, or they might be subject to hypocrisy. وَمَا مِنْهُمْ أَحَدٌ, and there were none among them would say, يَقُولُ مَا مِنْهُمْ أَحَدٌ, none was there among them, يَقُولُ, who would say, إِنَّهُ عَلَى إِيمَانِ جِبْرِيلَ, that he had the faith equaling a level of in the faith of Jibril, wa Mikael, and the Mikael, these are the names of two angels. Wallahu alam, God knows best. It means that he is actually, as Imam Nawawi has quoted another saying from Imam Bukhari, say in which one of the tabi says that he met many companions who would fear that they might be suffering from hypocrisy, and that none of them would claim that their faith was equal to that of Jibril and Mikael. This means that the faith actually differs. This is this point of Imam Nawawi. وَأَمَّا إِطْلَاقُ اسْمِ الْإِيمَانِ عَلَى الْأَعْمَالِ. This is another issue, that whether Iman can be applied to, the term Iman can apply to actions. That would be against the viewpoint of those who say that Iman is the internal affirmation and it cannot be applied to actions. وَأَمَّا إِطْلَاقُ اسْمِ الْإِيمَانِ عَلَى الْأَعْمَالِ. However, Imam Nawawi says that as far as the application of the term Iman upon deeds, فَمُتَّفَقٌ عَلَيْهِ, that is an agreed upon fact, in the Ahlul Haqqi, according to the people of truth. وَدَلَائِلُهُ, and the argument for this is fil kitabi, in the book of God, wa sunnati, and sunnah, aksaru minan tuksara, more than they can be recounted, wa ashharu minan tushara, and more famous than they can be mentioned. What he says is that the term Iman is applied to actions, and this is an agreed upon view according to the people of the truth, and its arguments abound in Kitab and Sunnah so much that they cannot be recounted, and that endeavor to spread them would be actually not needed, because they are already so famous and so well known. Here he quotes one such statement. قال الله تعالى, Allah Almighty says, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُضِيعَ إِيمَانَكُمْ, that Allah would not waste your Iman. This is a verse from Surah Al-Baqarah, which means that Allah would not waste their Iman. However, Imam Nawawi claims that ajma'u means they all are agreed, or there is a consensus of Actually, Mufassirun are implied here. Ajma'u means there is a consensus of the scholars, rather we should say the consensus of the Mufassirin. Allah anna al-murada, that the intended meaning of salatakum, of imanakum, is salatakum. That imanakum here means salatakum. That it refers to the ritual prayer, salat. Wa amma al-hadithu, as for the hadith supporting this view, fatasat fasat fasatamarru bika, that will come by you, that will face you, fi hazal kitab, in this book, that is Nawawi's Shara on the Sahih of Muslim, or Sahih of Muslim itself. Minha jumalul mustaqsaratun, you will find many such hadiths. Wallahu alam, God knows best. Thank you very much.